Hey guys, it's story time, episode 28. So, today we're going to be reading out of the Classic Children's Bible Storybook, like always. And, let's see, today's Bible story is Joseph in Egypt. And last week we learned about bad news for Jacob. So now this week we're going to learn more about Joseph in Egypt. So here's the pictures. Here's Joseph. And here's, well, I think this is, I don't know how to say his name right, but I think it's Potiphar. So this is Potiphar, I'm pretty sure. And here's all the other people. So yeah. So let's get started, shall we? Let's do it. So, here we go. Joseph in Egypt, Genesis chapter 39, verse 1 through 6. When Joseph was taken to Egypt by the Ishmaelite traders, he was purchased by Potiphar, an Egyptian officer. Potiphar was captain of the guard of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. The Lord was with Joseph, so he succeeded in everything he did as he served in the home of his Egyptian master. Genesis chapter 39, verse 1 through 2. And here's where it breaks down the Bible verses, so let's get started. You may find it strange that Joseph's brothers sold him, yet it wasn't unusual in ancient times for people to be sold into slavery. They became the property of the person who brought them, and the owner could do with his slaves whatever he chose. Once in Egypt, Joseph was sold again. Egypt was a wealthy country, quite a distance from the place where Joseph's family lived. The name of the man who bought Joseph was Potiphar, and he served the king of Egypt. So far, Joseph's story was a grim one, but now the Bible reveals something very important which can turn any unhappy story into a happy one. The Bible tells us that the Lord was with Joseph, and he succeeded in everything he did in spite of the many awful things that happened to Joseph. He was doing splendidly. He was so good at his work that even the Egyptians noticed this young boy. The Lord even blessed Potiphar's house because of Joseph. So pleased was Potiphar with Joseph's service that he appointed him head of his household. Potiphar trusted him and left everything in his capable hands. So what I think this Bible story means to me, guys, is that Joseph's brothers sold Joseph into slavery with the Ishmaelites. Then they traveled to Egypt, and they sold him again to Potiphar, who bought him. And he can do anything. He could tell him to do anything he wanted to do, and they had to do it because he was a slave. And so that's a little bit of history for you. And, well, the Bible tells us many things to do. It's our guidebook. But I was talking about, like, the slaves, like, I was talking about how slaves was like that. That's a little bit of history there. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. And awesome, if you ask me. But anyways, slaves wasn't cool or awesome or anything like that. But, like the Bible helping us learn many things. That's awesome right there. But anyways, guys, let's get back on topic. So what I think this Bible story means to me is that Joseph, once he got bought again, he was bought by Potiphar, like I said, and so basically, to sum it all up, Potiphar tells him to do the things that he wants him to do, and Potiphar served the king of Egypt, but Joseph, he had Jesus on his side. He had God on his side, and he can do anything with God. And this Bible verse that I wear around my wrist, I have a bracelet, I didn't wear it in this video, but it's a Bible verse. It's Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. And we can do anything through Christ who strengthens us. We can do whatever he tells us to do without, like, well, we'll have troubles, but from the devil, because the devil don't want us to do what Jesus wants us to do, because he's against Jesus, but we're against the devil. And so we're for Jesus, and once we're saved by the grace of God, we do in the Lord's will. And the only way to get saved, like I've said in many of my other videos, you got to ask God to come into your life, and he will in his timing. He may knock on your heart's door, or he may tell you in a small voice like he did me to get saved, Don't know what he may say, we're all different. And so, yeah. But anyways, Potiphar sees that Joseph, he's doing everything great because he has God on his side. And so then he takes Joseph to his home, I'm pretty sure, and well, the Egyptians even noticed that the young boy was doing everything good and right, but they knew that that he had the Lord on his side. And then the Lord blessed Potiphar's house, and then what happened was let's see. But before then, bad things happened to Joseph, but Joseph made it out of all of them because God was with him each and every thing that went wrong, but he still made it out and still doing, the good work. And so, yeah, so really he was being a light to people because he was doing everything that was right, and and they knew that the Lord was on his side because he can do about everything, but so then Potiphar got blessed from the Lord because of Joseph, and then it pleased Potiphar, with Joseph's service, and then he appointed him, it says, and he appointed him head of the household, and Potiphar trusted him and let everything in his capable hands. So he put everything, he put basically Joseph as the commander, and he can run the whole thing, basically. But Potiphar is kind of still the boss, but Joseph is running the place. So basically, that's what I think this Bible story means to me. I know this was kind of hard for me to, to explain it to you guys, but I've done the job, and so yeah. So I done what the Lord wanted me to do, and my motto is doing the Lord's will, and you will be blessed, my friends. May not be here on earth, but maybe in heaven once you're saved by the grace of God. Once you start doing the Lord's will, after you're saved, it's a blessing, because it's just amazing what a prayer can do and what God can do for you and me and everybody. So yeah. So please like, subscribe, comment below. And don't forget, guys, Jesus saves. And don't forget, don't take the chip. And God bless.